Yo, what's going on, fam? It's Nico Fleeks, the Warrior King, and I'm back on a nature walk because you know I gotta get away from that city nonsense, all the man-made BS. Everything around you just wants to tear you down. Everything around you just wants to make you weak, from the food that we eat, all of the degeneracy around, the endless social medias, the nonsense BS rhetorics that they feed us, everything around us. Whew. It just feels good to just get some fresh air, yo. Man, I'm telling you, this world that we live in, everything around us, the government, the schooling system that brings us up, from the point that we're able to the point where we're able to formulate a coherent sentence, to the point when we're finally able to think for ourselves. That's the exact moment they're gonna try to infiltrate your mind and make you weak so that they can easily control you. See, from when you were 5 years old, all the way up until you're 18, old enough to be an adult, they fed you lies, they fed you BS. They didn't teach you anything worthwhile. The only thing you learned, bunny ears learned, is enough for them to know that you're compliant. And when I say compliant, I mean enough for them to know that you will be a good addition to their slave factories, all right? Otherwise known as jobs, right? Otherwise known as your occupation. They just want to know if you're going to be an adult that can follow directions, right? Because in school, and I'm talking about grade school, they really don't teach you anything. All you do is learn how to memorize things and then regurgitate it back on a piece of paper, right? They don't teach you how to go into your subconscious, right? And figure out who you are as a person. No, they tell you who you are. Nope. You don't even know that half of the things that they teach you in school is really just something that somebody else made up, right? Other than your concrete stuff like mathematics and science, things like that, things that are obviously true. But you'll be shocked how they condition you in the school system basically to bend over and just take it up the a-hole. You know what I mean? They teach you how to be weak. They teach you to conform. They teach you to sit and listen and obey and comply. That's why masculinity is on a whole downfall. That's why you're suffering from depression, anxiety, identity crisis. Do you know how many people are literally suffering because they don't even know who the hell they are? Man, it's a beautiful day. Do you know how many people are suffering from depression, anxiety, not because that's just inherently who they are, not because like they just want to be sad or want to be anxious. No, it's the society that we live in. I'm telling you guys, man, they don't teach you how to understand your mind. They don't teach you how to understand your body. Do you know why? I'm gonna tell you why, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all why. The school system does not teach you your mind, how to unwrap the thoughts in your mind. They don't teach you about your body, right? It's so that they can just keep you weak. Everything is based around making you weak. If you realize, like, just pay attention when you go outside or when you're on social media, pay attention. Everything around you is based on keeping you weak, keeping you in a state where you have no autonomy, meaning they don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to be your own person. They fool you into thinking you're your own person, but you're not. You're not. Everything is templated already for you. Everything is already ready-made for you. You have no room in this society even to think for yourself, right? As soon as you switch on social media, the first thing you see is things that you already think about, things that you already look up, things that you consume on a daily basis. They learn you. The algorithm on social media knows you more than you know yourself. It keeps you in an endless loop, right? The sugar, the fast food, everything. You go into Walmart, all right? Or wherever the hell you decide to get your groceries from. You look around, 90% of the things you see, you cannot find on the earth. Like, why is it that I cannot find anything that grows from the earth? Why is it that I can't find something that would resemble something that might be actually grown and given to us by God himself? Why? Why is it that everything is Twinkies, cookies, crackers, like soda pop, juices that aren't even actual juices? Have you ever like looked at a bottle of juice and then turn it around and it literally says 0% juice? How about the next time you go to a grocery store, right? Oh my God, this fresh air is giving me life. How about the next time you go to the grocery store and just go pick up your favorite thing of juice and then turn it around and see how much actual fruit juice is in it? You're being lied to everywhere you go, to the point where it's like, why are y'all lying to me about juice? If you guys will lie to me about juice, I wonder what else you'll lie about. Guys, this is real. I'm not just spitting mumbo jumbo at you, all right? What a beautiful world. What a beautiful world, man. You guys got to get out here, go get some nature walks in, see some fresh green plants. When you're out in nature, you're in your natural habitat. Your natural habitat is not the city life, suburban life. No, your natural habitat is nature itself, okay? This is where we come from. We come from the ground itself. We come from the wilderness, all right? So whenever you step into the wilderness, into nature, you almost get a sense of wholeness. You get a sense of satisfaction. You get a sense like, hey, this is what I've been missing in my life. And I say that to say this. When you're out in nature, you just have reduced anxiety. You get some fresh air. You can actually think clearer. When you're just out here, grounded, enjoying the things around you, using your sensories, right? Using your senses. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? What can you smell? Oh, I smell fresh air. I see beautiful green trees. I see the little squirrels running around. All that type of stuff, right? And listen, I'm not a super naturey type of person, but I know that being out in nature, when I come out here and I feel overwhelmed by all the things that I got going on, the best thing to do to mitigate that or minimize your feeling of feeling like overwhelmed is to just step outside, get some fresh air, go take a nature walk, go take a walk in general. If you don't have anywhere like close by that, you know, is nature-esque, that you can just, you know, catch a breath of fresh air and kind of decompress in actual nature, then just go on a regular walk. Like, don't just sit inside all day, play video games. No, bro. That is crashing your dopamine system. Nature is the best way to reset your dopamine levels, right? And when I say reset your dopamine levels, it's like, the best way to put it is, when you're doing too much of something that makes you feel good, like eating sugar, playing video games, smoking the lucid leaf, smoking cigarettes, on dating apps, just swiping and swiping and swiping, on Instagram, just swiping and swiping. When you do too much of those things that make you feel good, it's keeping you weak. Why is it keeping you weak? Because it's keeping your dopamine level way up too high. It's crashing it way up too high to the point where your highs are highs, right? But your lows are super low because you're feeding your brain too much of what you think is good for you, but it's really not. Like, what I do is, man, when I feel like I'm just too immersed in worldly nonsense, I literally would just go take a nature walk, man. Get away from all the BS, all the man-made BS. It's keeping you weak, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's making you jittery. It's making you squirrely. Like, just I don't care if you got to sit in a dark room with only 4 walls, hardly any furniture in it, and just sit with your own thoughts. Don't see, most people can't sit with their own thoughts. Why? Because they haven't dove deep into the depths of their mind and faced whatever demons they got inside of their body. And we all have demons, you know? And these guys are overloading their dopamine system, watching porn and stuff, you know? Doing God knows what, going to clubs, getting drunk every weekend, you know? They have like no reset button. Like, these are the same guys that can't sit alone because they always need to be around other people for validation, man. That stuff is keeping you weak. They're not doing it because, you know, like a lot of you guys have friends that just hang out around you because they don't even like to be alone, you know? All of this stuff, man, we are fed this stuff and conditioned to be like this, bro, because of the school system, man. Why do you think a lot of rich people, like super rich, super well-to-do people that, you know, obviously have a lot to lose, they will not send their children to public school? Why? Because they feed you and they teach you how to be a slave, right? And let me tell you that's something that I learned, right? Let me tell you something that I learned not through school, not through, you know, a father figure or somebody older than me that has a lot of wisdom. No, this is something that I had to learn based off of trial and error. All right, guys? The main thing I learned, guys, is whenever you put effort into things that are challenging, that's when you literally become stronger. You have to just do something that's challenging, bro. Like, and this might sound corny, this might sound cliche, but take a cold shower, bro. Take a cold shower. No BS, man. If you can sit through that icy water and just take it, like just fully submerge yourself in that cold water, man. Whoo, when you hop out, man, you gonna feel like a superhero, man. Like just full status, superhero status. Why? Because you just crashed your dopamine level so low to the point where it doesn't get any lower. It cannot get any lower. So you have no choice but to feel good when you come out of that shower, all right? Or how about you read a book that's almost like you're reading hieroglyphics, right? Something you just don't fully understand. You kind of have to code what they're talking about. You kind of have to crack the code on what they're talking about. Everyone has read something that they know is powerful, that they know is true, right? But they just don't seem to understand it. How about you, right? Just like how somebody trains their body, how about you train your mind and you read something or you educate yourself on something that is hard to wrap your brain around, all right? Whenever you do something challenging, it makes you feel better because you're crashing your dopamine system, right? You're not feeding your dopamine system, you're crashing it, all right? So when I say when you feed your dopamine system, you're drinking alcohol, you're eating sugary foods, you're engaging in lustful activities, you know, you might like to go shopping, go spend all your paycheck on something that you know you don't need and something you'll regret after buying it, right? That's called feeding your dopamine system. All right, but the more you feed your dopamine system, it's paradoxical, right? Because it makes you feel good now, but it makes you feel like garbage later. It's the fact, right? So, but when you crash your dopamine system on purpose, what you're doing is you're purposely challenging yourself. You're purposely putting yourself through it in order to feel better later. I'm gonna give you another example. Going to the gym, getting in good shape, you know, building your musculature. It hurts, it sucks, it's tiring, it's exhausting while you're working out, all right? You're crashing your dopamine system. It sucks while you do it, but the more and more and more that you do it, you'll realize the better and better and better you feel because you're getting in shape, all right? So don't you see how life works and how God set up our template of life? It's like the more challenges that you purposely put yourself through, the better life gets for you in the long run. Because when you put yourself through tooth and nail and you hunker down and you really put yourself through it on purpose, your baseline gets higher and higher and higher and higher to the point where it's like you don't even wake up depressed anymore. You don't even wake up feeling anxious anymore because you've already turned yourself into a steel tank by putting yourself through challenges on purpose. It's magical. It's like magic, guys. Life really has a bunch of formulas that really contribute and they actually relate to each other. Life is just a big formula. And you'll start to notice certain things that also work on other things, right? So I say that to say this, guys. When you put yourself through it on purpose and you challenge yourself, you're going to be a better person altogether. You're going to be stronger, sharper, more mentally clear. You know, your confidence will boost up. Not only that, you know, you just feel great in general. I love talking to you guys on this channel, man. This is what really gives me life. It's talking to you guys about, you know, building yourself up, self-improvement, masculinity in general, you know, and just being the best person you can be. And if you're a lady watching this, you know, this stuff applies to you too as well. You know, it's not just men. And yeah, here we are, guys. And if you made it this far, I love you and I appreciate you. And do me a favor, hit that subscribe button too, you know? It really gives me a boost when I see my subscriber rate goes up, man. It gives me the motivation to keep going and give you guys more value out here. And if you don't know, my name is Nico Fleeks, the Warrior King. I appreciate you for joining me here in Warrior Nation. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my walk. Looks like the sun's going down pretty soon. So I guess that means I'll be heading out of here pretty soon. I ain't trying to be out here in the dark with it, you know? Anyways, guys, I appreciate you for watching and I'll catch y'all next time. Oosh!